Hello, everybody, and this is a Speed Machines United Speed Machines showcase. In this video, I'm going to go over all 48 of my Speed Machines from 2010, as well as some from the recent 2021 Car Culture Mix. But this is going to primarily be the classic Speed Machines. So, what were Speed Machines? Speed Machines originally released in 2010 and featured all licensed cars from real world manufacturers with authentic decorations. Now, for example, you got the second gen Gallardo right here, and all of the cars featured authentic, very high detailed graphics, as well as the CM6 wheel, which, in my opinion, is the best wheel that Hot Wheels ever made. It looks great. It was originally designed for Excel Racers back in 2005, 2006. And after Excel Racers was featured in the Ferrari Racers line and was subsequently brought to the Speed Machines line, where I think, besides Excel Racers, it is most known for. Speed Machines ran from 2010 to 2011 and was re-released in Europe and Asia in 2013, but those didn't have the CM6s. They only had the OH5 open hole 5 spokes, which I don't have any of those. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is rating them from my least favorite to most favorite. Again, I have 48 of these, so I think it's going to be a pretty long video. So I have all of them over there. Let's do it. All right, for number 48, the 07 Shelby GT500. Now, this isn't a bad casting whatsoever, but I think it could be done a lot better. It doesn't have any front headlights. It does have detailed grille and the Shelby logo on the side, but no headlights, unfortunately. It's just like a racing kind of style. There is a black one with just red striping. That's it. I think that looks a little bit better. Even like the rear detail looks very nice. I just miss the front detailing. I wish it would look better. But other than that, it's still pretty nice. We're going to line that up over there. Number 47, we got the 2006 Dodge Viper. Now, the detailing on this is actually really nice, the Mopar decoration, but the casting itself is just, it's just so 2000s, you know, like the proportions really off. I don't like how the rear wheel sits so inset to the fender like that, and doesn't go out that much. And the rear detailing, it's all right. I got Dodge Viper in the detailed taillights right there. The front is actually pretty well done, I think, but just the proportions, I mean, it's all right, you know. Yeah, it's just a weird look at that. That's just odd. Number 46, we have the 2008 Tesla Roadster. It's just very clean. I think this is the best version ever came out in my opinion. Very nice rear detailing and nice and clean. It's just, I mean, I don't know why you would want to include it in a Speed Machines release, you know what I mean? Isn't the top speed of this thing like 125 miles per hour? Granted, that's like nice, but like it's literally an electric car. All right, whatever. Number 45, I just dropped on the carpet. This is the Porsche Cayman S. Now, I don't. There's two versions that were released in Speed Machine. This one in black and another one in white. And I think the white is a lot better because if you look very closely, there are actually graphics on the side and over the top. But the thing is, in this dark, okay, I'll say metal flake gray, you can't see anything. You just see, yeah, the rear detailing, front detailing, which leaves a lot to be desired, honestly, especially those headlights. And that's it. The white one has the same black graphics, and it looks a lot better, in my opinion. So this is fine. I just wish they at least changed the colors of the decals, you know? Coming in at number 44, we have the Aston Martin V8 Vantage in a very nice British Racing Green. Now, I tell you what, this would actually be higher on my list if you just didn't do the number 8 roundels. If you took those away, like take them away, I think in just flat green with these gray CM6s, it would be a lot better, in my opinion. But it just looks kind of, I mean, the detailing, don't get me wrong, is like fantastic, but just it kind of takes it away, you know, from being clean with those number 8. Just like slapped on there, you know. Other than that, it's pretty nice. Kind of a flatter casting, but it's okay. Number 43, we got the Jaguar XJ220, again in a British Racing Green. But I tell you what, this does it a lot better. It's more flat instead of metal flake. This used to have red dot black CM6s, which the red dot I think makes it look super nice, but unfortunately it's been rubbed off over the years. And the casting, granted, it was like, I think this was released in originally 1993. Yeah, okay, 93. It's, for what it was, it's actually not too bad of a casting. You do have the kind of off-center rear right there, but that's okay. I think just clean, it's just super nice. Super nice. Number 42, we got the Lotus Sport Elise. Again, in British Racing Green. A lot of British cars, the past two of them. So yeah, honestly, a very nice recreation. You got the window graphics. A lot of these cars have window graphics. You'll see in a bit. You got just flat detailed headlights and taillights. Honestly, yeah, it's nice and clean, but just the casting itself. This is actually a Super Treasure Hunt this year, so it's still being made, but just like in the plastic spoiler, I always tried to push that back because I thought I was too, like, you know, tilted. But yeah, it's all right. Just the casting itself is it's all right. Next up is the 911 GT3 Race, or Cup, I guess it is. This is one of two Porsches in the mix that have black paint and orange detailing. And I just never really liked how scrunched up the rear end is right here. The rear detail on the taillights really makes it look kind of scrunched because the actual detail on the cast itself wraps around the casting. But you just get the rear, and it's just too scrunched up in the rear. But other than that, like the front detail on the headlights are actually like perfect. And the overall design itself, especially if the graphics are great, and you see on the inside, it actually has a stripped interior with a bucket seat and a roll cage. Check that out. So, it's a nice one. All right, next up we have the Lamborghini Reventon. Why it's so low on this list, I feel like for the casting choice, I think they could have done with a better graphic. I know this is just like basically factory with that white stripe and the kind of alloy blue vent on the side and vents. But I mean, if you guys have been collecting recently, you saw they had that Reventon Roadster release, and the problem with the Reventons has always been this rear track width and how it doesn't fit the cast. The cast is fine, but the track width isn't wide enough to support it. So it has that weird gap. Other than that, great front detailing, good back detailing, and overall, yeah, it's nice. Black CM6s, no lip, no color on the lip, just clean, but just doesn't rank very high. Coming up after that one, I guess you can kind of see why it's going to be rated so low. This is the Porsche 911 GT1 98. It's just The casting is so freaking wonky. I mean, look at that front lip. Like, that front lip has a lot of problems. It's like so much higher than the rest of the casting. It makes it look goofy. But I think, yeah, and they even got just the red detailing back there. You got Porsche on the spoiler. It's a nice paint scheme with the gold and the chrome lip CM6s, but I mean, just the casting itself, yeah, it's just wonky, but it's all right. Next up is the Ford Shelby GR1 concept. This is just a bulky casting. The honestly, the decoration is very nice, beautiful gloss blue with the white Cobra stripes and the 00 roundels and Shelby on the side. This is, it's pretty nice, but just like, yeah, the casting itself is just too big in my opinion. There's the detail for the interior. It's, yeah, you can kind of agree with me maybe. And I tell you what, those white CM6s against the blue, accenting the white stripes, are very nice. But other than that, it's eh. Yeah, no, this one's pretty funny. I can't believe this is actually, no wonder Ferrari didn't want anything to do with Hot Wheels for a while because of this freaking F50. It is the goofiest thing on the planet. I mean, it literally has a reverse rake. Look at how it sat like that. But that is the worst wheel gap I've ever seen in my life. I'm so glad we got the new F50. Yeah, now that I have the F50, I can show you a side-by-side comparison. It is just so much better on every single level. It is way more flat to the ground. It has an actual good rake. This F50 I think is a bit more to scale 164 than this, which is just, they just rounded the hell out of this thing. I don't even know. Let's do a side by side here. Turn it around. Yeah, we need another Speed Machines of this instead of whatever the hell that is. Let's look at the rear. The rear does actually have detailing, but it's just so slapped on there, and it's a window piece that you just can't see it. But other than that, yeah, I'm so glad we have a new F50 because this one is just, look at that. Look at that face. It's like a fish. Yeah. Yeah, it should be rated lower, but you know what? It is what it is. Next up on the list, I don't hate this car. I actually think it's very well done for what it is, but it's a Ferrari California. This is blue. It did also come out in a metal flake silver, but I don't know why people hate on this casting. I think it's really nice, especially the way they did it. Of course, there aren't any side mirrors, but you do get windshield wipers, a rear view mirror, and they actually detailed the side A-pillars, the window pillars, blue, like the color of the car, because of course it's not going to be plastic like in real life. They actually detailed it, so it looks like it's the metal going up there, which I actually really dig. This front detail actually looks really nice. Don't need to detail the front headlights because they are a part of the window piece. Checking out that rear, you see they actually kind of got away with how it curves over the top of the car with those lights. You got the reverse lights, which this rear end, like, is nice. And especially got the exhaust too. And that interior. Yeah, this is a nice car. I mean, it's nice. Yeah, that's it. It's nice. All right, we are on number 35 now. Next up, we have the Ford GTX-1 in gold. It's fine. I dig the rear. I really dig the rear. But it's just, yeah, you got the crazy different wheel sizes. Not crazy different, but just enough. Because why did it need to be this big in the back? It kind of just made the rear look kind of flat. You could have gotten away. I know Hot Wheels, it was Hot Wheels' thing doing this back then, but like you could have gotten away with doing same sizes or at least slightly bigger size or smaller size in the back. Just, you know, get the detailing and the going. I like the stripes going down the middle. It's cool, and the vent details very nice. 34 is the C6R in a kind of, I want to say like a brown, like a copper brown color with white CM6s with a red lip. This is the first release of this version, this casting in Speed Machines. They also came out with the yellow one that we will see later in the video. There are actually red taillights. You can't really, I guess you can kind of see, yeah, there's actually red in those circles. But I think the reason why this ranks so low is because like the yellow one just looks so much better in my opinion. So it isn't a bad one, but it just lacks the detail that the other one has, and I feel like that affects my ranking unfortunately, which is why it's so low down here. But by itself, it's a nice one. All right, next up is the Saleen S7 or S7R on the package with the racing style graphics. You got blacked out headlights, a blacked out window. Actually, it's not blacked. I can still see a little bit through it. And kind of minimal detail on the back. You still got the vents detailed, exhausts, and black tail lights. Overall, it's great, especially with those silver CM6s, clean. But I think the next one coming is good. This looks better, you know. You'll see what I'm talking about. But just, I wish we would see more of this casting nowadays, because I think the Saleen S7 was really well done, especially back then. All right, next up is the Ferrari FXX. Now, the reason why this ranks so low is because it's black and it kind of makes it hard to like see the good details, and that just makes them not have to detail it. As you can see, there's no headlight. Well, it's kind of hard to detail the headlights, but I'll give them that. But no taillights, no exhaust detail. The exhausts are under the winglets right here. You do get the Ferrari logo detailed, and you can see it's pretty nice diffuser view from the back of the car. But I think it just sits a tad bit too high, in my opinion. Front detail's nice. It's just kind of plain. I wish they would have done it in red with maybe keeping the black CM6s. I think that would look better. But alas, this is what we got. All right, next up is the other release of the Saleen S7. This time in a clean orange. It's kind of a darker orange than the racing one. Let's put the racing one side by side here. You can see this one's brighter than this one, but I think, yeah, the details, I don't know why they opted for the black lights, whatever. But I think it would have gone very well with these headlights. It has the actual Saleen logo instead of just Saleen stamped on there. The same gray silver CM6s. A lot better rear detailing than this one, in my opinion. And of course, you get to see the interior because it has a clear window piece. You can see that very nice V8 in the back. Details in the front. Yeah, just, in my opinion, a slightly better done casting. All right, next up we have I think this is the Acura NSX, or known nowadays as the 2001 Acura NSX Race. This is the first Speed Machines I ever got when I was 10 years old, along with Audi TT over there. We'll go over that later. But just this, I knew something was special about this car at 10 years old, and that's why I kept all my Speed Machines in a separate container from the bucket I kept all my other Hot Wheels in, which is why all the Hot Wheels, I have 20 Hot Wheels from my childhood, and I bought the rest over time later on. But that's why they're mostly pretty well preserved and with minimal chips in the paint, because I just thought they were special. And it's definitely on eBay, they're going for a premium nowadays, but yeah, this is the first one I ever got, so it's kind of special to me. And honestly, this is like my favorite, but it's not my favorite, you know, because it's just the way it is. But the lime green paint, which is probably what sold me because of the lime green paint. My favorite color is green, so I just love that green paint. And just basic, got the Hot Wheels detailing on the side, which is actually kind of interesting because I don't think any of the other Speed Machines cars, at least that I have the Hot Wheels logo on it, which is interesting. I don't think I ever noticed that before. If we have other ones, I guess we'll see. But yeah, it's nice detailing for what it is. Bulky rear end, very nice rear end detailing. Actually, pretty clean. No side mirrors. That's okay. This is actually right hand drive too. Yeah, this is a nice one. Next up, we got the this one's still being released today. This is the Lamborghini Reventon Roadster. Nowadays, you'll only find these on sale with the OH5 wheel instead of the CM6 wheel. I lucked out very well. I think I got this one from Greece. Shipped over here to the States, which had the CM6s on it. Really happy. This was a part of the later releases where they stopped doing them, so that's why it's pretty hard to find here in the States. Very nice detailing. I think the color scheme in general works a lot better than its sister, just plain Revington. And I think the wheels make it look a lot better as well. It just doesn't look as plain. Very nice. Put that one back there. Go one over there. Number 28, we got the 25th anniversary version Countach. I picked this up at a diecast show a couple of years ago for like $70, and I think it was worth it. That's still probably what it goes for nowadays. Just basic detailing in the back. I really like the just flat plain silver and the gold CM6s. Really works here, and you got the detailing in the front as well. It's just too big of a casting and too small of a wheel compared. You got some wheel gap right there to kind of see that. But it's not too big of an issue. I still like this casting a lot. It's just where it sits on the ranking. 27? Yeah, I think 27 is the Ferrari Enzo Ferrari, whatever you call it. This version specifically, it's not bad. I don't know why they didn't do the rear red detailing. If they did, I guess it's rubbed off, but it's just on the top, they did it. From the top, it looks nice. But just the reason why it's just this low is because I like it better in red. And I wish they didn't have the number 8 again slapped on there for some reason. I think it would look a lot better clean with just blue and sure black 5.6 spokes. But yeah, I do like. I'm excited. This is actually coming to Boulevard this year in premium, so I am super hyped about that. Looking forward to it. Number 26 is the Volkswagen Scirocco GT24. Scirocco. Oh, Scirocco. Okay, yeah. This is actually my second favorite version, but this is the only version I have in my collection. It also came out in a satin green. And another one I forget. I think it was white. It was white. That's right. It was yellow, green, and white. But this one is all right. Yellow and the blue CM6s. Good contrast, I feel like. And you got, is this a real deco? I think it might be. Scirocco.de right there. Overall, like, actually pretty nice detailing. You don't see these around anymore, which is a shame. But yeah, it's a nice addition, I feel like. Coming in after that, we got the second gen Gallardo LP 564, not 650. This is the I don't think this deco actually exists. It's just like a random race livery. But I think it's very well done. I love the black hood or black trunk, whatever. And the black and red CM6s, that looks so well. It looks very nice. A good mix with this decoration. think this is the first Speed Machines that I got after I think I picked this up for 15 bucks. But I think the Speed Machines in general is the reason why I actually got back into collecting real collecting. Because back when you were a kid, yeah, of course you collected them, but like nowadays I'm collecting them. And I think Speed Machines played a big role in that, especially since I saw over the years how much they've increased in price. Next up, we have the Ferrari 599 GTB in a very nice metal flake black, kind of maybe dark gray black color with yellow dot gray CM6s. It looks really nice, especially with that red interior. Full front detailing and back detailing. Love the rear on these 599 Fieranos. Beautiful. Beautiful. Number 23 is actually a travesty, and I don't actually know what happened to this casting. It's the Ford GTLM. The reason why I say travesty is because I don't know how this happened. No idea. It just happened one day, and I just don't know. It just so the scuff in the paint. No idea where it came from, but just don't look at that. Don't look at that. Otherwise, this is my favorite version of this release in Speed Machines. It also came out in a bright turquoise color, which I don't really like. The black and gold look a lot better here. Basic rear detailing. Very nice side detailing too. Just don't look at the front. Yeah, and the gold CM6s too look very nice as well. I'm not gonna look at that. Let's replace that with something else. I'm not gonna make you sit through the video looking at that the entire time. All right, next up, another Ferrari is the 333 SP. Is SP? Yes. Very well done, in my opinion. The gold CM6's chrome lip and red dots. And actually pretty nice front detailing. I like how they did that, the kind of glass glare going down the line of the casting. And just the basic detailing. You got the white going down, you got the Ferrari logo. You do have rear detailing as well. Check that out. Just super well done, in my opinion. Yeah, just this little because it's like a track car. Or like a track car, not like a track day car. But there's the seats too. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that was 22. Number 21 is the Nissan GTR. This is the original casting, 2009 version. This is the first one in Speed Machines. It did release earlier on in the 2000s. I have those as well somewhere around here. But yes, this is what kind of sparked my love with the R35 GTR. I'm super glad this came to premium. Actually, it didn't come to premium, but it became like a premium car from a convention model. But it just sucks that it had that wild decoration on it. But this is nice. Kind of a burnt orange color that the R35s are known for, especially on the 2017 GTR. Black CM6 with a gray, kind of blue-gray lip on it. You got no front detailing because you don't need it with the window piece for the headlights. You have very nice rear detailing with the Nissan logo and the nice taillight decorations already. It's not off-centered too, which is nice. I love it when it's not off-center. You also got detail on the black. Yeah, I didn't actually realize that's still metal. They just painted it black. That's pretty cool on the body. Put it right there. All right. Number 20 in our list is the Ferrari 612 Scaglietti. This is another one that I think is hard to find with CM6s on it as opposed to OH5s. I feel like the Scag just in yellow is just perfect. Just very good rear detailing, front detailing, the whole works. Definitely a car that looks better in 164 than in real life. Unfortunately, no side mirrors, but that's okay. Yeah, this is very nice and clean. The gray CM6s really make it work. And yeah, I'm glad to have it. All right, number 19. 19 is the yellow Porsche Carrera GT. And I already went over this in my favorite lists. video for 2025, the comparison to the Timeless Icons, which is actually its card right over there. I think this is a lot more detailed, in my opinion, than the Timeless Icons release, especially in the rear. It has an actually detailed rear diffuser. I don't like how the headlights don't actually fill up the entire modeled space on the casting. Just kind of makes it kind of goofy, but that's okay. Black CM6's chrome trim, detailed handle too. It's nice, yeah, but I think its other cousin did it better. There's another release in Speed Machines for the Courier GT. This is the more common to find one in yellow, but there's also one in white. Brake team, we got the Polizia Deco on the second gen Gallardo. I think this is a real. I'm pretty sure it's a real Deco, just without the light bar on the top, which I think is fine. And as a kid, I always wanted this. I saw it on pictures, and I figured I had to have it. And like back in 2021, I figured, wait a minute, since I'm buying all the cars now, I can just buy one myself because I can afford it. So yeah, I picked one up. I think it was also for 15 bucks. It does have a little bit of scuffs in the paint, but that's all right. Love the rear detailing on that. Look at that. Super nice. It's just super clean to look at. And I don't know what it is about these just plain CM6s, but it just makes any car look just that much better. Just goes to show you how wheels can really impact the look of a casting. And next up, we have the R35 in black with, that's what I was also saying, those silver CM6s that just make the casting. Yeah, just regular detailing, the same as the one on the copper one. You can kind of notice the details. Is it? That's what I thought. Yeah, there is a license plate on this one, but there isn't on that one. I didn't realize until now. That's all right. And that one also had a like a different release. It had the possibility to have like a rose windshield, or was it this one? I think it was that one. But yeah, I don't have that one. But yeah, even detailed handles too. Look at that. That's cool. Yeah, looks a lot better than black in my opinion. We're on 16 now. I think we're on 16. Yeah, speaking of rose windshields, we got the other version of the 599 GTB Fiorano in a kind of a nice steel blue color with a black top. And this is matte black and black CM6 with the red dot. I think the black CM6s and the red dot make this casting look a whole lot better. I mean, the rose windows are fine, I guess. I don't mind them being just rose or clear. But yeah, I think this definitely looks a lot better than its brother right here. Yeah, good little duo right there. I think this is the last of the 48 that I picked up as well. All right, we're on to the top 15 now, and the top. Let's just do the top 15, 14, and 13 because they're going to be all the same casting. All right, we got the Audi TTS, a casting that debuted in Speed Machines in 2010, and we haven't seen it since, which sucks because I think this is an absolutely beautiful car, beautiful casting. And I'm glad we got the versions that we did. We can kind of zoom out right there. There we go. Yeah, so 15, 16, 17. Let's just put it right up next to them, next to each other. Yes, a very beautiful trio we got going on here. This is the second one I ever got. These Speed Machines. I got the same day as I did the green Acura. The reason why it's scuffed and the hubs are rusted out is because my sister played with it in the pool, even though I told my mom not to, that it's my car, and that she's going to screw it up, and lo and behold, she did. She got scuffs on it. Sisters, am I right? Anyway, so yeah, this is the only 3 cars we ever got of the TTS from Hot Wheels. This one was the more easier one to find, but the blue one and the silver one were not so easy. The blue one with just a beautiful silver CM6s, And again, we got the gray silver, whatever CM6s on it too. I think these look super nice. I always was upset that the rear detail didn't wrap around to the model detail in the cast. But what can you do? The front is also very nice. Look at that front detail. I wish we'd see this casting again. It would go perfect in like a Eurospeed. You know what I mean? Eurospeed mix. Love them. All right. 15, 14, 13 are gone. Put them over here. Number 12 is actually the first release or the first casting variation of the Bugatti Veyron. If you haven't seen my Bugatti Veyron video, this is based off of the concept, the 2003 concept of the car. It has, I think this is the best of it though, besides the Walmart Satin exclusive, with the gold grille and like it goes into the interior as well. This cost me $90 to procure. It has gray red dot CM6s, which I think make it look really nice. Nice rear detailing and the gold exhaust too. Yeah, this was definitely a grail for me back then. And I'm so glad to have it now. Number 11, almost to the top 10, we got the first release of this was one of the releases of the F1 GTR short tail. I'm super excited that we have the long tail now, but yeah, this is the best we got. The McLaren F1 GTRs did actually debut in the Speed Machines mix in 2010. This was their first release. They had 4 releases. This one in just a kind of a burnt orange color with a matching lip on the CM6s. Got the rear detailing, very nice. Got the vents too, check that out. Yeah, super nice. Put those back there now. All right, this next one, the 911 GT2. This took me forever to get because it was never on eBay and it was always so expensive. And the version I got, of course, had a bit of scuffs in it. It was pretty dirty. But yeah, this was like the grail for me to get back in like 2022, and I was still trying to get all of them that I wanted. The 911 GT2, I feel like is currently stuck in multi-pack hell, and I'm glad to see it come to mainline in 2026. But I think this is definitely like the best version. I've always had a soft spot for the 997 911, and yeah, this is a nice, as I said, the black. I guess I can get the black one, black and orange one here too. They had the similar schemes to them. This one has a kind of a darker orange than this one, but yeah, really nice. All right, where are we at? 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Number 10, we got the 599XX. Oh, yeah. This is based on the Nürburgring test version, test car. So this is an actual livery from the car, a real life car. It kind of just bewildered me when I was younger that they can do the rear wings in the back, but they couldn't do the side mirrors either. Like, it just makes it look off, you know, a little bit, but that's all right. You do have red detailing on the lights, but you can't see it. Logo and the hooks on the back and on the front. Very well detailed. You got the window detail as well, 599XX. This is also a car I had in my childhood that was actually, it held up really well. There are minimal scuffs in the paint, which I'm very glad to not have in this car. All right, number 9. Let's through that. Number 9 also took me a very long time to track down. This is a Citroen C4 Rally. The special thing about this car is that this is not the only version that would have been released for Speed Machines. This is the first one in red. There's also a unreleased silver black one, or I guess the Zamac and black one, that was supposed to come out, but it never did, along with the kind of mysterious Alfa Romeo 8C Competizione. This took me a while to get. I was never a fan of the headlights. The original mainline one did a lot better, but just the red and the white CM6s just make this casting pop. Love the rear detail, front detail, like the carbon fiber hood, white top. It's just a nice little pocket rocket. And Speed Machines, this is the only rally car they did for some reason, but I mean, it works. It works very well. Super nice. Super glad to have it. Number 7, we have the white version of the Porsche Carrera GT. This is going for a pretty penny on eBay nowadays. Yeah, the silver CM6's chrome lip. Is that chrome lip? Yeah, it's a chrome lip. And just plain white. Man, this thing is beautiful to look at, especially you got the rear detailing. Interestingly enough, I just realized this now. This does not have the rear window like the yellow one does. The yellow one has a black detailed rear window, where this one does not. That is very interesting. But besides that, they did not detail the handles this time or the reflectors. Yeah. $400 is going for it. Isn't that freaking crazy? I don't think so anymore, but well, it was around there. Number 6, we have the one of the 2 of 4 McLaren F1 GTRs. This one is another real life livery with a metal flake silver and orange two-tone. Now for 2010, how they pulled this off is crazy. Look at that, how it goes around the side of the car and down the line, the body lines, and just it is just expertly done. And very nice front headlights, and it even goes around the look. It just matches the body lines perfectly, and I think it is just super well done. Wow, this is super nice. That's just incredible. Let's put her up there. There. Yeah, speaking of wacky wraps, we got number 5, number 3 of 4, the McLaren F1 GTR with another real life livery, and just look how it wraps around. They were doing this in 2010. That is just, it bewilders me that they were able to pull this off. And yellow CM6's perfect choice on red, and just, oh my god, like this if weren't for the next one, this would be my absolute favorite F1 GTR. I mean, just look at it, man. It is super well done. I'm putting that right there because the next one, wouldn't you know it, is the 4 of 4 McLaren F1 GTR with gray CM6s and a Gulf inspired livery. This thing took a while to track down. You will probably never see it on eBay with CM6s anymore. You will almost always find them with OH5s. I mean, just look at the gloss. Beautiful blue. Unfortunately, you don't have the Gulf logo anywhere, but that's okay. You have them nowadays, but back then this is the best we got. And this again, those gray CM6s just make it. Let's have a little family shot, huh? Put them up next to each other. Yeah. What a nice looking crew right there. But we're not done yet. Excuse me. We got the top 3 of the original 48 castings that I have. Number 3, we got the Murcielago SV in a clean yellow and black with black CM6s. Oh my gosh. I don't know how or why, but it just, well, I know why, but like it just looks so much better than the original Murcielago casting. It has no right to look this good. Just utterly gorgeous. This also pulls a premium nowadays on eBay. Don't look at that scuff in the back. But just that rear detail too. It is just, oh, if we can get a recreation of the Murcielago SV in premium, my life would be complete. This is just a beautiful piece of work. And if you remember, we didn't see this casting for a very long time. It was in Speed Machines, and then it was in Cars of the Decades, I think, and then it was gone for a while until it was re-released in that 5-pack. Let's put it right over here, or there. Number two on my list is the Corvette C6R in the CompuWare livery. This is an actual race car, but just look at the detail. This is an entire wrap. You get the skull with the Corvette logo as the eyes. This thing got the full getup. All the logos, all the other brands and companies that got them on this car, and got the nice detailing on the rear. This is the best version that has ever come out of the C6R. Absolutely. I can just look at this all day. And I got this for 40 bucks. 40 bucks. That is honestly a steal for the detail you get. But for number one, and a few of my buddies will know the story behind this casting, but I'll tell it to you right now. This is the Zamac Ferrari 599XX. I found this car in a dump bin at a flea market for 50 cents. I was shaking. I was shaking for like the next 10 minutes because I couldn't believe it. It was in a remarkably good shape. Just put some scuffs in the paint, but just the absolute detail on this vehicle. The silver CM6 has come back. Just basic design, you know, just to complement the lines of the casting. But just it's a beauty. It is a beauty. Oh yeah. Well, we're not done yet. These are all of my 48, excuse me, light, thank you, castings from 2010. But we got 6 more to go over. Oh yeah, we're talking about the car culture release. I'm gonna rate them 1 through 6. 6 being terrible, 1 being awesome. All right. Number 6, man, it's the 720S. We all know. It has the new CM6 wheels, all of them do. And as a comparison, we can just do a comparison right now between new and old. It doesn't have that secondary inset lip in the wheel like the old ones do, but that's okay. The decoration design was definitely a choice. Kind of took away from the rear of the casting and the casting in general. Overall, meh. Number 5 is Lamborghini Veneno. It actually isn't that bad, but this isn't a real spec. It never came out in the red color. I would have very much rather had this in silver or like a Zamac color, you know? Which is a shame it came out red. Whatever. But I think the CM6 choices are very nice. And still very nice detailing, accurate rear detailing, front detailing. Number 4 is the GTLM. I was glad to see this back again, but they actually did this exact same livery again. This is like from the Gran Turismo thing, but this rolls very nice. As a comparison to the original, this does sit higher because I think it's a metal base, where this one is... Yeah, it was plastic. So plastic, metal. You can't tell immediately the difference, but let's turn them around here. I'm glad to have like kind of like a pair, like a then and now kind of vibe going on here with the GTLMs, but I just wish they would have done the F1 GTR instead, because they still have that around, and I would be glad to see that. But alas, number 3 is actually the Chase 911 GT3. The reason why it doesn't go over the normal version is because I don't like how they did the decals, how they made like a ghost decal kind of sorta. I just wish they would just have done away with it entirely and just have it be black. Especially since the inkjet printing kind of makes it look cheap. Nice rear detailing, but just, you know, it could have been better. Could have been better. Number 2. This is the original one with the gold CM6s. I think they look very nice in the gold CM6 choice. This car color is actually black, and the blue is inkjet printing. You can see because it just, yeah, it's all right. Yes, to celebrate, I guess, 60 years. That was 75 years. I don't know. In Porsche. Number 1 is the debut of the premium Pagani Zonda R. I think this is a real deco with number 1 on this side. I wish they would have done the black for the Chase, the black and the gold CM6s. That would have been the freaking no-brainer to do for the Chase, but you know what? Whatever. Yeah, still glad, super glad to have seen this been announced for the Speed Machines line. Super hyped. It fit right in, you know, with the 2010s track cars. I wish they would do the LFA. The LFA would go absolutely great in here, as well as the Koenigsegg Agera and the F50. The new F50, I should say. So, yeah, this is it. This is all of my Speed Machines castings. This video is to celebrate my 100 subscribers to Speed Machines United. I'm glad to have a lot of community engagement. I'm glad y'all are liking my videos. And Speed Machines is the reason why I got into collecting again in my 20s. And I have a lot of friends who also like Speed Machines, which kind of helped me out with knowing what's good and what's not. So that's why my channel name is Speed Machines United. My love for Speed Machines got me back into the hobby. Here it is. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. I'm glad you made it this far. Let me know what you think of my collection. Catch you in the next one. See you.